This is the CBS Evening News with Walter Cronkite.
Good evening. President Carter goes before a joint session of Congress tonight to spell out what he believes Americans must do to prevent the energy crisis from becoming an energy catastrophe. In advance of the speech, the president continued to build defenses against the anticipated reaction to the stringencies he's proposing. Bob Schieffer reports.
Congressional testimony.
Mr. Carter recognizes his program could trigger the toughest political fight he'll face as president. So before heading to the Capitol, he gave the cabinet a pep talk and issued some marching orders.
It's, I believe, an excellent energy policy. I feel better and better about it the further we've gotten into it. At first I was extremely discouraged, but I believe that the sum total of what has been done will be well received by the American people and by the Congress tonight. And I want you to all act as I've been the last 3 months and become strong students of the ramifications of the program. You know how deeply I feel that it's crucial to the future health and happiness and security of our country.
The premise of the program that Mr. Carter will lay out tonight calls for conserving energy by making it more expensive. But what happens if Americans are willing to pay the price and consumption does not go down? Says one ranking administration official, in that case, some form of rationing will have to be considered because one way or another, consumption must be reduced. Bob Schieffer, CBS News, the White House.
CBS will broadcast the president's speech live beginning at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. From the briefing of the cabinet, key members of Congress, and from administration sources, the general outline of the Carter energy policy became known before tonight's speech. And more on that from Nelson Benton.
Looking for allies in the anticipated battle to enact the Carter Plan, Energy Chief James Schlesinger called on labor for its political support. Addressing AFL-CIO building trades unions, Schlesinger literally asked them to remember Pearl Harbor.
This nation responds magnificently when there is a clear and unequivocal signal of danger. Pearl Harbor was such a signal, and we drew together as a united people to deal with the threat that attack represented. The energy problem is far more insidious. It creeps up upon us. There is no clear and unequivocal signal that indeed we are beginning to run shy of fuel in relation to our voracious demands.
Schlesinger said later the administration will propose tax credits to help offset much higher fuel costs and taxes in the energy plan. According to congressional sources and a recent draft of the plan, domestic crude oil would be subject to much higher taxes, taxes which could add as much as 7 cents to the price of a gallon of gasoline by 1979. To discourage production of inefficient cars, the worst 78 model gas guzzlers would have a $412 sticker tax, which could go as high as $2,500 on 1985 models. Buyers of efficient cars would get tax rebates. Gasoline taxes would start escalating a nickel per gallon per year in 1979 if fuel conservation targets are missed. Industrial natural gas is due for a tax to force plants to switch to coal. Federal price ceilings would be continued on natural gas, but about 20% higher than present ceilings. And there would be tax credits and long-term payment plans for home insulation. Schlesinger said the energy plan overall should create jobs, but he said it will require adjustments, in some cases, severe adjustments. Nelson Benton, CBS News, Washington.
Preliminary figures today show the nation's gross national product grew at an annual rate of 5.2% during the first quarter of this year. That's double the rate late last year and the strongest growth in a year. Much of it reflected an exceptionally sharp rise in car sales. Another encouraging aspect of today's report was the figure for personal income after adjustment for taxes and inflation. And that came to $4,195 for every man, woman, and child in the country. And that's the highest in our history.
Presenting Betty Crocker Cake and Frosting. Betty Crocker Frosting. Superb spreadability. Rich, smooth, creamy. It's the crowning touch. And in the world of Devil's Food Cakes, one stands alone. Betty Crocker. A Betty Crocker Devil's Food Cake tastes deliciously moist. Tests show it tastes better than the other leading Devil's Food Cake mix. Betty Crocker Cake and Frosting. Why make anything less?
Little did Mildred realize.
Now you can listen to your favorite TV programs on a radio. GE's FM/AM digital clock radio with TV sound.
Taxes are up more than...
You can also listen to TV programs on GE's new 7-band portable radio with TV sound.
He's on the 25, the 20, the 50.
In fact, you can hear your favorite TV programs on 4 GE radios. TV band radios from General Electric.
Former President Nixon